The Super 10 of North American Big Game has become the most popular award within the Grand Slam Club Ovis family. So many of our members have begun to aspire to this goal, and tonight we'll be recognizing several who have reached that milestone. To accomplish the Super 10, one must do a lot of big game hunting in many different parts of North America. And furthermore, one must hunt not only the mountain species, but the broad range of antlered game, and yes, the predators too. We're proud to have introduced the Super 10 milestone to big game hunters. And now on to tonight's recipients. We'll be breaking these Super 10 holders into groups, so please hold your applause until everyone in each group has been introduced. As your name is called, please quickly make your way to the stage. And now for our first group. Sarah Brandenburg of Colorado has been a young lady on a mission. She completed her Super 10 less than 2 weeks ago with a bison, to our knowledge, making her the youngest Super 10 holder to date. She took 2 other trophies in 2012, including an excellent mountain caribou from NWT. Backing up to 2011, there were 3 trophies taken that year as well, with one being a huge mountain lion from British Columbia in December of that year. She hunted British Columbia in October 2011 and got an absolutely monster Canada moose and a great mountain goat too. We decided to show you 2 more photos from Sarah's career, a home state Colorado whitetail from 2009 and a great black bear from Vancouver Island, BC in 2010. By the way, Sarah is the youngest lady Grand Slammer and completed that slam in 2010. Reno Carifa of Ohio is well on his way to a Super 25, with 23 as of this writing. We backed up all the way to 1996 to show you one of his early trophies, a pronghorn. You should also enjoy another early trophy, his excellent 1998 black bear. Moving along in 2005, Reno got a great Alaska Yukon moose, and his 2008 whitetail is pretty spectacular as well. To finish up, we'll show his excellent Tule elk and finally a great scenic photo of Reno in Alaska with his 2010 Sitka blacktail. Kirby Edens of Texas completed his Super 10 in October 2012 with a bison. Kirby reports that his father was with him for that milestone, and he wanted to dedicate his award to not only his father, but his grandfather. On Friday night, Kirby will be receiving his Grand Slam award, and you'll learn at that time that his son was with him when he completed that slam. Kirby states that he's most pleased to pass along the hunting heritage that now has spanned 4 generations. We show several different trophies from Kirby's Super 10 to illustrate his success and to honor his family's long tradition of hunting. We'd like to finish up with a very special photo along those lines. This is of 9-year-old Kirby in 1977 with his first whitetail buck. Jack Link is a household name in North America and has been a corporate sponsor of our convention for several years. Jack is an extremely accomplished mountain hunter, but has not neglected the North American trophies either. He's almost at the Super 25 level, and hopefully we can honor him next year for that milestone. You've seen a few of Jack's trophies here, and we'd like to take this opportunity to thank him for his great support of GSCO. We now come to Jeffrey Mancuso of Colorado. He completed his Super 10 in 2012 with a muskox from NWT. We back all the way up to 2001 to show you his grizzly, and in 2002 he got one of the other predators, a cougar. In 2007, Jeffrey added the pronghorn, and we wanted to also show you his excellent 2009 Rocky Mountain elk. Thomas Martini of British Columbia, Canada completed his Super 10 with a bison, and under special circumstances. As a BC resident, he drew one of the limited tags and hunted near Pink Mountain with his friend and GSCO supporter, Brian Martin, who you see in the photo with Thomas. Another great trophy Thomas took in his home province is a huge cougar from 2010. Matter of fact, Thomas has taken several other trophies from BC on the list, but he had to travel to Alaska in 2010 to get a brown bear and to Alberta to get a pronghorn in 2011. Jack Miller of Wyoming completed his Super 10 in 2010 with 2 animals on the same hunt. We normally don't use the sheep associated with the Super 10, but he took both a stone sheep and a goat on that hunt in BC. The earliest trophies for Jack were a home state pronghorn from 1992 and a mule deer from 1999. For the caribou category, He has both a Central Canadian and mountain, but we chose his excellent mountain caribou to show here. Jack got a nice cougar next door in Idaho in 2006. Also next door but in Montana, Jack took his bison in 2004. 4 of Jack's 10 came from game-rich Wyoming, but he certainly traveled around to other places as well. Pennsylvania's Michael Moore documented his Super 10 with us in 2012. We're not exactly sure which trophy got him to the required 10, but we do have some nice trophy photos to show you here. We started off with his cougar and then his pronghorn, both taken in 2000. The next one up is his muskox from 2002. Moving right along, in 2006, Michael got a nice elk from British Columbia, and in 2007, he traveled to Kodiak Island, Alaska to get his brown bear. We want to finish up with an outstanding whitetail that Michael took in 2006. That completes Group 1. Again, please make your way to the stage quickly. Now moving along to the next group. Russell Nethery of Nevada submitted some great trophies to document his Super 10. But we want to start with his outstanding home state Rocky Mountain elk from 1998. Another home state Nevada trophy for Russell was a 1999 pronghorn. Russell scored with a really outstanding mule deer in 2001, and we're sure that you'll agree when you see that photo here. We move back to Russell's game-rich home state of Nevada to show you his 2002 bison and finish up with a more recent trophy, his 2009 grizzly. Patrick O'Neill of Minnesota has been a regular at GSCO conventions, and we're most pleased to recognize him this year for his Super 10. Pat's North American big game hunting dates back to at least 1981, as evidenced by the mountain lion he took that year. He became quite active in the 1990s, as proven by the next photos we chose to illustrate his Super 10. For example, you've already seen his full velvet barren ground caribou from Alaska taken in 1990, and the excellent Shiras moose he took in 1991. We just had to show you his polar bear from 1995, and want to finish up with his muskox from 1996. Tom Peterson of Florida has been a GSCO member for many years, as proven by his Grand Slam number 788, which he completed in 1998. Tom to date has gone on to take and document 23 different trophies on the Super Slam list. Chances are he'll make it to the Super 25 by the next convention, but tonight we want to honor him for his Super 10. He did an excellent job when he sent in his registration package with reports and some great photos. We decided to do Tom's photos in a chronological format, and the ones you see here date from 1982 onward. Thanks, Tom, for getting everything documented, and good luck on your final stretch toward the Super 25 and the Super Slam. When Justin Ragazine of Ohio sets a goal, he certainly goes after it. In 7 months, he completed his Super 10. It all started on May 27, 2012, with an excellent black bear from Alberta. Number 10 came on December 26, 2012, with a fine cougar from New Mexico. In between was a whole lot of fun hunting, including a desert mule deer from Sonora in December and a Roosevelt elk from Oregon in late August. In September, he got both a fine Shiras moose from southern Alberta and a mountain goat from northern British Columbia. The pronghorn was taken in October, as was a Central Canadian barren ground caribou and a muskox. So there you see that a goal was completed in a very short period of time. We sure hope that Justin could get to the Super 25 by next convention, but that would be a little bit out of the question. However, how about 2015, Justin? Lance Stapleton of Oregon is another of those who have been after the big game for many years. Matter of fact, we can date him back to 1965, when he took a Rocky Mountain bighorn in Colorado. We have one photo from 2011, so that means he's into his 6th decade of big game hunting. You've already seen some of the earlier trophies, such as his 1986 Alaska barren ground caribou and his 1989 black bear. You've also seen his home state Columbia blacktail from 1992. Getting into the 2000s, we want to show you his 2006 Roosevelt elk from Vancouver Island, British Columbia, and a gorgeous New Mexico pronghorn from 2009. To finalize this milestone, you'll see Lance with his January 2011 mountain lion from British Columbia, which actually completed his Super 10. By the way, He's up to 21 on the list, so who knows? Maybe next year we can recognize Lance for his Super 25. Tim Torpy of Michigan has been certainly after the North American big game animals over the last 15 plus years. Check out his 1995 pronghorn, as he's a much younger man there than he will be by the time we finish reporting his Super 10. In 1998, Tim added a Quebec Labrador caribou, and at this point, we move forward to a 2007 Rocky Mountain elk. In 2009, he got an amazing Columbia blacktail in California, and the sunset photo certainly highlights the antlers of that great buck. It was a cougar in 2012 that finally got the job done for Tim and brought him to Super 10 status and this milestone tonight. West Virginia's Danny Webb took a muskox in 2012 that qualified him for a Super 10 award tonight. Backing all the way up to 1990, you see Danny's Alaska Yukon moose and Wyoming elk, and in 1992, he added a pronghorn. We chose a very good mule deer to show you here that Danny got in 2011. By the way, Danny did complete his Grand Slam in 2012, so he has at least 13 on the total list. The final trophy we want to show you here is his big brown bear from Alaska that he took in 2000. That completes Group 2. Again, please make your way to the stage quickly. Now moving along to the next group, Don Thompson of Missouri has collected 21 different trophies from the Super Slam list. Amazingly, 20 of those were taken by bow and arrow. Within those 20 are contained the ones for his archery Super 10. His archery trophies date all the way back to a 1981 black bear, but the earliest photo we pulled here to illustrate this milestone is Don's 1988 cougar. Another early trophy you've already seen is his 1989 whitetail. Moving a bit closer to the present, we had to show his polar bear from 2006 and his grizzly bear from 2011. To finalize, we pulled out Don's 2011 Shiras moose and his outstanding 2012 Columbia blacktail. We certainly hope you've enjoyed this year's Super 10 awards and the way we've honored all those who've accomplished this amazing milestone. Let's give them all one last round of applause.